What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt, and today we have more Inter Miami topics to talk about to start off this week. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have a lot to discuss this week. We have Ustari re-signing as one of Inter Miami's goalkeepers. We have Messi potentially getting a new contract by the club that could allow him to join Europe. We have preseason training to talk about. We have a new coaching staff. We have medicals, and we have just so much to talk about. And of course, whatever you guys decide you want to discuss down in the comments live. If you are watching this after the live stream, I highly recommend that you tune in, be a part of the live discussions, and yeah, this is going to be, I'm pretty excited to talk about some of today's topics, mainly the training sessions, because obviously we've gotten a lot of quotes from Mascherano. If you guys have been keeping up, if not, then I'll educate you guys right now, or I'm informing you guys right now. But yeah, before we get into talking about Ustari, talking about Messi. We'll save Messi until the end. I want to talk about the coaching staff and the training sessions first to kind of kick off, because I think that's going to take the longest. So we'll kind of get that out of the way first. Kind of discuss who's going to be joining Mascherano, who's going to be staying, and or who already is staying, and so much more. Where they come from, how, like, why did we sign them, etc., etc., etc. Let's get straight into it. By the way, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I couldn't even speak there. But anyways, so as of yesterday, Sunday, I was supposed to go live Sunday, by the way. So I apologize that I couldn't go live on Sunday. There was a lot that was going on, so I had to postpone it to today. And I know that the battered Herons are live also around the same time, and I'm kind of overlapping with them, and I really hate to do that. So I apologize for that, because I know a lot of people watch their stuff too. But I will be going live with them at 10 p.m. on their Spanish show, so I highly recommend to check that out. If you do speak Spanish, highly recommend to check out that show. I'll leave a link in the description if you are tuning in afterwards. But let's talk about the staff. So as of yesterday, the staff that Javier Mascherano decided to bring in, I mean, it's quite a few new faces, I would like to say. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total, 7 assistants outside of Xavi, and Xavi outside of Javier Mascherano. Why did I say Xavi? Out of Javier Mascherano. But these are all pretty experienced guys, and these are all guys that have worked with Javier before in the Argentina youth teams, and even with the national teams in general. So these guys all know each other, every single one of them. I think only 2 coaches stayed from essentially since like Tata and even before Tata, which is Javi Morales and one of the video guys that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll get to him at the end. We have Hash in the chat saying, regarding the training session today, it seems that it is more intense than Tata's just saying. We're going to get to that right after we talk about the coaching staff. We're going to transition into that after. But apparently, but yeah, no, that's what I've heard too from all the comments on Twitter and things like that. But we'll get into that. We'll transition into it after we talk about some of the staff that Javier has been bringing in. We have Clara saying, "Hola, Matt, right on time for your stream. Buena camiseta. Alpa Atleti." Dude, I love this shirt. Shout out to my brother, man. He came in clutch. He got this for me as a Christmas gift, and I got Julian at the back. This is an awesome kit, dude. I love this kit so much. I have this. He gave me this and a Barca kit with Lamine Yamal's name on the back as well. It's in my closet. But I love this kit. It's so nice, and I love that it has Julian in the back. It's very smooth, it's very breathable. But yeah, anyways, but I appreciate you for being here, Clara. I am going to be going live at 10 p.m. with the Battered Herons. If you want to in the Spanish channel, not on the regular channel, on the Spanish channel, if you wanted to into that later. We have Ace Leonetta saying, "Yo, Matt, I was really trying to sub your subs up. I was really trying to get your subs up." What's up, Base? How so? What were you trying to do, bro? Hey, what's up, Ash? Appreciate you from being here. Michael Donelli, greetings from Chile. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tal? Michael, I highly recommend you check out, if you're going to stay up until 10 p.m., I highly recommend to check out the Spanish channel that is going to be going live at 10 p.m. With the Battered Herons podcast. I'll leave a link to it. Here, let me do it now before I forget. I'll leave a link to it if you guys want to check that out. They already invited me um to do another show with them earlier. I think it was last week already, which is kind of insane to think about how quickly that's happened. But they were super super nice to invite me on to their show, and now they invited me again, and so I'm gonna be on that at 10 p.m. here. Where is that link? Link. Here, I'm gonna try to. Oh my God, where is it? Here it is. So yeah, 10 p.m. That's gonna be live tonight. If you speak Spanish, highly recommend you come check out. We're gonna talk about like rumors, all that fun stuff, man. We're gonna talk about the rumors. We're gonna talk about essentially like literally everything that's been going on with Inter Miami here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it here so you guys can check that out later. All right. What are you guys saying? Yeah, awesome. I'll connect later as well. Yeah, no worries. Giving you a lot of shout out in the Battered Herons. So, oh, were you really? I appreciate that, dude. Honestly, awesome. Yeah, man. No, they're such nice guys, and they're really, really like trying to help out like the community. So they're awesome people. So and I know that I'm doing the show at the same time as they are. They're about to start at 9. So I was supposed to stream yesterday and I couldn't. There was a bunch of stuff going on yesterday, and I literally had to reschedule. So unfortunately, this was the only other time that I was able to do it. But hey, we're gonna try to make the most of it. We're gonna try not to take up too much of the Battered Herons time, because I don't want, because I know a lot of people like to migrate over. But Chris didn't show oh, that's crazy. Nah, it's okay. Chris already knows. They already know. They're awesome guys. Don't even stress. And if people want to come by, then that's okay. You guys are awesome for being here, and I appreciate it. But hey, listen, we have Javier Mascherano brought in I think 5 new coaches to start off, and we're gonna go over some of them right now. This is the first guy that we're gonna talk about. This guy's name is Rodriguez Pagano. He joined Inter Miami as assistant coach after being with the national team for Argentina. He's been Mascherano's assistant coach, I think, for the selección. He's also been the coach for Vélez, Lanús, Rosario Central, and I think Aldosivi. So this guy's a very experienced assistant coach. He's never managed a team as a head coach, only an assistant. And so yeah, I mean, like, he has experience with Mascherano. This guy could be pretty good, and honestly, like I said, he has a lot of experience, so that's also good to be to have under the belt. He's played as a midfielder for quite a while, up until 2009 when he retired. He also managed with Independiente, with Colo Colo, so very very experienced guy at the Argentinian, for the nation of Argentina. So very very experienced guy. Um, Next I want to talk about is this guy. Actually, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Let's talk about this guy. Let's talk about this guy. This guy is Sti- I can never say his name right. Stitilano, I think his name is Stilitano is his name. He is one of the assistant coaches. He's worked for the national team last year. He was an assistant for Defensa y Justicia. He also coached with Independiente. He coached for Tijuana and some other teams. But he's more familiar, I guess, around Argentinian people, or I guess Argentinian people that follow the Argentinian game. Like my dad, he knew who this guy was. He said that esto es más conocido que el otro. Pero they're all very very experienced. They've all worked with each other. This guy helped Independiente win the Copa Sudamericana in 2017. It's been like he's been like this is a really good lineup. We have Morales, who's staying. This guy Morales has literally been here since the beginning. He started out as a youth academy coach. This guy has been here literally since like 2019, and he's still here. And I'm sure that he's still here because of his experience in the MLS. He used to play for the MLS for like 11 years as a midfielder, I believe. And um he's been like coaching at Inter Miami since 2019, so he's a very experienced not only coach but player. And I think Mascherano wanted to keep him around because he is so experienced in this league, and he probably helps us out a lot. So honestly, I'm glad, not kind of, I am glad to have a Morales still here. His son still plays for the B team, so maybe we'll be able to see his son get some minutes. Um, this year, because we haven't really, we have never seen him play yet, his son, for the first team, only for the second team. um this is Dobler. This guy is Mauro Dobler. This is the new goalkeeping coach. So if you guys didn't know, El Chino Saja, a Racing Club legend. He was the goalkeeping coach since 2019. He was an awesome coach. My dad loved him. I loved him. We thought, like, he's an absolute legend. He had to leave. Well, he didn't leave. He left because for a better opportunity at Racing Club. So Diego Milito is now the current president of Racing, and so he asked um, Saja to be the general manager or like the sporting director or something. So Saja went to go be the sporting director of Racing. So now we have Dobler, Mauro Dobler, who he was the goalkeeping coach for the Argentinian national team as well for a couple of years. He was actually with the team when they won the Copa America. So he was part of that coaching staff, and he was also part of the coaching staff with that went to Paris. So he's good to have on the lineup. We have Blanco as the new fitness coach. He's also been in the Argentinian national team. Stortoni, he's a video analyst, as well as Marquis, who's been with us forever. These two guys are both video analysts that are also very experienced. This guy with with the national team of Argentina, and this guy in the MLS. So honestly, a very good coaching staff. So that is really good, because we always talk about players. Everybody talks about players, who we're going to sign, who we're not going to sign, who we're going to sell, and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's very important that we have a good group of coaches that can coach these players, that can, obviously set up the right training sessions, that can go over, that can go over footage after the games, before games, and things like that, to make sure they're all fully fit. For the fitness coaches, we have one goalkeeping coach. I prefer to have two, but we have the one goalkeeping coach that can keep our guys, ready. And it's totally fine. Fred, don't even worry about it. You're not late at all. We were just finishing up we were just talking about the new coaching staff. We're getting into the real stuff now, so you're honestly just in time. I have a feeling that this Inter Miami team is going to be a powerhouse this year, even with the new coach. I 100% agree with you. I think I'm very, very excited for this year with the new transfers that should be announced any day now. But not only that, with these new coaches, with Mascherano, there's going to be a lot of expectations going into this year. But I'm super, super excited, because we're going to have a lot of players, a lot of good players on our team. And I think that over the offseason and even during this preseason, we're going to try to figure something out. We're going to try to click and make sure everybody's on the right page. We're going to figure out a system. We're going to figure out a tactic, a philosophy, whether that's maintaining the one that we've had in 2024 or kind of shifting. I think we're going to shift. I think we're going to have a whole new philosophy, a whole new tactic, a whole new style of play. And I'm just so, so, so excited. Let's talk about that. Let's transition into that. We'll get into the training set. Let's talk about the training sessions. Let's talk about what kind of tactic that I think Inter Miami is going to be running for this year. I've already talked about this previously, but we'll get a little bit more into it, because earlier today, if you guys were keeping up on Twitter or on Instagram and things like that, all these Miami reporters and were just simply reporting the training sessions that were happening earlier today. And it was awesome to see them out there, dude. Like, I'm actually gonna show you guys. I didn't have this pulled up originally, but it's so clean. The new warm-up jackets are so clean, guys. Like, you've got, dude, look at this. I'm showing you. Look. Oh, that's not it. Look at hold on, let me go back. It's like white. Before it was like a gray, which was fine. I didn't mind it at all. But this looks so much better. Here, I'm trying to switch over to, there we go. Here we go. This is literally, it looks so much better. Like, look at this white, dude. This looks awesome. This looks clean. I really want this. I really want this warm-up kit, or like this warm-up jacket. I just hope they don't keep changing the sponsors on the front, because that's really annoying when they change the sponsors like every like every 2 freaking seconds. But this looks clean, man. Messi with the beanie. I mean, it wasn't that cold. Like, I'm telling you right now, it wasn't that cold today. But I guess Messi was here so long, he is just so used to the heat. But this looks clean, dude. I don't know how you guys rate this, but I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Here, let me pull for some reason the chat like minimized. Here, let me do this real quick. There we go. Okay. Love them. I won't, dude. I'm telling you, dude. It's so clean. Oh wait, though. Let me do that. There we go. I want one. Clara said, "Oh my god, my chat keeps messing up." If they manage to rotate and get the best roster and reduce the amount of injuries we had last season, I think we'll be okay. I think we're gonna be, Clara. I think we're gonna be fine because I think we're gonna have so much more depth. This is what it feels like. It feels like we're gonna have so much more depth. I'm gonna move myself here so I don't block my face. With the new players coming in and things like that. And not only that, I think we're just more, I think we're prepared. I think I think Javier Mascherano is really, really preparing this team to fight in all competitions and try to be as competitive as he possibly can. I wonder if they would sell him. So what's weird is I used to work in Fanatics. I used to work in the Fanatics at the team store at Inter Miami, and they didn't sell. They stopped selling the warm up kits. They used to sell them before Messi was there, but ever since Messi joined, they stopped selling them. And I think it was because people kept printing Messi's name on the back of the warm up shirts. That's my theory. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was something like that. It was something around that, something like that. So I could be completely wrong, but I think that's exactly why they stopped selling them. I really hope they sell these, but a lot of people like to take advantage of the fact of Messi, and they just print Messi's name on the back of everything. So we'll have to see. I mean, hopefully they do because I really want one. This coaching staff seem like they can optimize the skills and talent on this roster. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm loving the experience behind these coaches that Mascherano is bringing in. I love that he's worked with them before, so they're very experienced together. They have that chemistry together to working together, and I think that they could really bring out the best in this team, especially from the younger guys. And we have a lot of young guys. I agree with you. Those shirts are nice. Oh, absolutely. Mid, you just be a Madrid fan. You just be a Madrid. Absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. I know I'm wearing an Atleti shirt right now, but my brother got me this for Christmas. My brother got, and I have Julian at the back here. Let me show you guys. I have Julian at the back. And I have a Julian poster right there. Hold on. Dude, I have Julian Alvarez because everybody says I look like him, and so he's just became like my new favorite player. Um, I'm a Barca fan. If any, I have a Barca shirt. I have a Barca jersey with Messi's name on it, and I have a Barca jersey with Lamine Yamal's name on it as well that my brother gave to me. So I also got Messi. This is the World Cup winning jersey, and then this is Maradona's Napoli jersey. And then I got a bunch of posters up there. I got Di Maria, I got Dybala. This is Messi. That's Lautaro. This is Milito. This is Julian. This is Colina, the referee, and then that's Dibu. Like Dibu is shushing Colina. That's how I wanted to put it. So I thought that was funny. But anyway, Messi probably had a no. Honestly, dude, there's a picture of it. Let me pull it up. There's a picture of Messi, like, and his haircut. It's like literally a comb over. I'm not gonna find. I don't think I'm gonna find it, but it's literally Messi's. Like Messi has like a comb over. I think it's on Instagram. I think I have to look on Instagram, but it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up while you guys while we keep talking. Is it copyright if we watch the Miami clips? 1,000%. Unfortunately, okay. The only thing that doesn't make it copyright, I have to edit them. So what I have to do is I'm not gonna get all into it. I have to take the time to gather clips and edit them together to make a new video. It's a whole concept. So, but simply just going on Twitter and like pulling up clips, I'm going to get copyrighted, and the stream will probably get taken down, or like it'll just get copyright striked. The shirts are 11 out of 10. Appreciate it, dude. I'm going to print Messi on the back of my Metallica tee, dude. I really wish I could put this. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up. Did anybody see? I don't know if anybody here is a football fan, like a college football fan or NFL fan. Messi name on football jersey. Somebody, I think it was I think it was Notre Dame. I think it was Notre Dame. Hold on, Notre Dame. Somebody printed Messi's name on the back of a Notre Dame shirt, and I thought it was the yes. This is it. This is it. How do I switch? How do I switch? How do I switch? This. This is it right here. Somebody printed Messi's name on the back of a Notre Dame shirt. Notre Dame is a college here. I don't know if anybody knows. Like it's a college, and this is a football game. And this was I saw this live and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, the Messi effect is insane. So this is funny. So you're Uruguayo, of course, absolutely, yeah, of course, Uruguayo, Uruguayo. Don't even get me, bro. And you have the Independiente logo, bro. Don't even get me started. How come other streamers do it? Because I mean, there's favoritism also. Uh, like people get more views. They make YouTube more money, I guess. I don't know. I just don't want to get because I want to get monetized and I want to get paid for to do this stuff. So I don't want to show like I don't want to get copyright strikes. Anyways, but this is funny and I wanted to show you guys this. But anyway, but that was warm-ups today. Warm-ups today was awesome. It was good to see the guys out there. It really feels like the season has started and um Mascherano has come out with a couple of quotes. I mean, they did some player interviews. Mascherano did some interviews as well, and he said that he's very excited. He said that he is that the vibe is very positive in the training ground. It's very positive. Everybody's very happy, and this is what he said. And I quote. We are happy, especially with how long they've returned from the break. We know it's not always easy to be inactive for so long, but they all come back in great shape. So that means everybody physical was really, really good. Facundo Farias was there getting his physical done. Players like Gressel, players like Drake Callender. Well, not Drake Callender, excuse me. Drake Callender's with USA. We had some Yannick Bright was there. I mean, like we had Brian Saylor was there. So the younger guys were there. Messi wasn't there. They didn't show Messi. They didn't show Messi in a video, but I'm sure he was there. Um, he also said that he likes to work with intensity. With I forget who says that. I think it was Hash that said that in the beginning. But Javier Mascherano said that he likes to work with intensity. I like my teams to play with intensity and courage. We're happy with the players. Are working hard and doing very well. They're going to start instilling the idea of how they want the team to play and giving them that identity. He says this comes through training and then applying that in competition, which will be the preseason matches. I am so excited for this high intensity, aggressive Inter Miami team because that is not an Inter Miami team that we have seen. That we have not seen an aggressive Inter Miami. We've seen a high scoring Inter Miami. We've seen an Inter Miami that scored many, many goals and one of the highest scoring teams in the MLS, but we didn't do that in terms of aggressiveness. We did that with patience, and we tried to pass the ball around and try to play inside the box, like work into the box. We try to whip in crosses. A lot of them didn't work, and a lot of those goals came from Messi and Suarez. But with this new tactic, with this new philosophy that Javier Mascherano is trying to implement into this team, it gives me goosebumps. It gets me so excited because this will not rely on Suarez, on Messi, on Bushi, on maybe Jordi, because Jordi is a high intensity, like he's a high intense player. That guy loves to press, he loves to push up, he likes to get up and down that wing. But for the younger guys, like when we talk about, well, not even the younger guys, but Fafa, the new guy, we have when we talk about Tadeo, when we talk about Lujan, who likes to play like that. Even in our midfield, if we bring in Baltasar, or even if we keep Facundo or we bring in Baltasar, it doesn't matter. We're gonna have a high intensity midfield. We're gonna have the new kid that I forget his name, the El Venezolano. I can never remember his name. It's like it's I'm very excited, dude. And like if we can see a Redondo being high intensity, high press, if we could see a Yannick Bright high intensity, high press, a Busi high intensity, yeah, like I really want to see Fafa, dude. Like I want to see Fafa in action for the Herons, high intensity, high press, like just intensity, like go go go. I want to see that so bad, and because like that's just kind of what he's known for is to be that little engine on the field, running up and down, putting in that physicality, putting in that work rate. It's very, yes, I do mean Segovia. Yes, I forget his name constantly. Like I don't know why. It's like the most complicated name for me to remember. Yes, Velasco Segovia. Yeah, sorry guys. I like my brain fart. Like I have a million things running through my brain right now. But dude, seeing Segovia, dude, guys, I don't know if it's just me. And shout out to I always forget their name too. The Drive Pink Dialogue. I forget because it's not, the stadium is not called Drive Pink anymore. But shout out to the Drive Pink Dialogue because they talked about, I saw their episode talking about Telasco Segovia, and they nailed it, like spot on. Like they were pretty on top of it because this Telasco kid is like the biggest signing. It's like the biggest underground signing that I think probably in the entire MLS. That it has the potential to be that. Like this could be one of the best signings in the MLS that goes under the radar because this is not a big, franchise player. This is not, like a DP European baller that's coming in. This is like a low key, like young prospect that's coming up the ranks in Venezuela. Yes, he's had that experience in Portugal, but he's coming up the ranks and nobody really knows of him unless you watch the Portuguese league or if you watch South American football and CONMEBOL and things like that. But I think like him seeing Segovia in like a 4-2-3-1 high intensity tactic, or even seeing him in like a 3-4-3 high intensity with the two midfield, like the 4-2-3-1 would be ideal, and I think that's what we're going to be going for. And after looking at clips, I think actually speaking of clips, now that Anthony brought it up earlier, I can show clips of the warm up sessions that took place earlier today. So I guess I could pull those up. But looking at the warm ups earlier today, obviously they don't show much on purpose. Like the teams purposely, they just do rondos until the media leaves, and then they actually get to work. But I'm just very excited to see those guys out there. We see the new guys there too. We saw Leo Afonso out there, um, getting some play time, or not play time, but getting some warm up time. Here, let me switch scenes here. This is what Michelle Kaufman recorded earlier today. Oh, that's for the United States national team. I'm stupid. Let's keep going. It's somewhere here. Yeah, here's Messi like walking around with the penny. This is them doing it. There's Noah Allen. There's Chelo. This is Tyler Hall, one of the youth academy players here. I think this is Leo Afonso in the back. I think. I think that's him. But yeah, it's just excited. We are not okay with losing or performing poorly. No, there are high expectations for this year. As always, when you have a team like this, and it's just going to be a lot of expectations, but I don't think we're going to perform poorly. I'm going to be honest, I think the only time if we do perform poorly, it's going to be in the beginning of the season because of the adapting period. Because I think Javier Mascherano is still going to get his feet wet with the team, with the league itself, with all the traveling and things like that. And not only that, guys, we have to remember we are in so many competitions that it's going to a point, it's going to take a toll on our players and even maybe towards Mascherano, because I don't think Mascherano has had to deal with this many competitions when he's been with Argentina, con los juveniles. I don't think he's had to deal with this amount of pressure, or not pressure, but amount of competition, amount of intensity, amount of congestion in terms of games in a calendar. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't think that they will. I think that they're going to do their very best to stay as competitive as they possibly can. If we can honestly do, in my opinion, if we can genuinely compete again in the MLS again and like make it to the playoffs, maybe win another supporter shield, that'd be great. if we can make it further into the MLS playoffs and hopefully win the MLS Cup, that's all I care. If we crash out of the World Cup, of the Club World Cup, if we crash out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, honestly, I'm totally fine with it. I really don't care. I want to win an MLS Cup. I want to win an MLS Cup. After we win the MLS Cup, we can go fight for Champions Cup. We could fight for that. We could fight. I don't mind the Leagues Cup either. I'll take a Leagues Cup and an MLS Cup this year, please. I'll take that for sure. Fred says Segovia will be the next success story after Gomez that will be sold for records in 1 to 2 years. I really hope so, because Gomez left us pretty quick. Well, he left us in a pretty appropriate amount of time. I think we all knew that Gomez was going to be leaving to Europe at some point, like whether that was in 2 years, 3 years, or 1 year. He left in his season. Like, he literally played a season and he got that Brighton offer. So, well deserved. And I think Segovia is going to be that guy. Fred, I 100% agree with you. Whether he goes to no offense to Casapia, but whether he goes to a higher level team in Portugal, whether he goes to a Serie A, whether he goes to even the Premier League or maybe even La Liga, I don't know. Wherever he goes in Europe, I think it's going to be somewhere in Europe. I know that for a fact. Did you see Tom Bogart's tweet about the new rule? About what new rule? About the money rule? About the like transfers and stuff? Or what new rule? I might have missed that one. Anyway, I don't care about the Shield. It's CONCACAF Champions Cup or MLS Cup. Fair? Okay. Let me pull this up for you guys because Thomas asked about it. MLS has officially passed a new cash-based internal trade system, which will go into effect immediately per sources. MLS is calling it cash for player trades. Clubs can acquire 2 per season and sell 2 per season. Clubs still can make trades with GAM. Okay, this is interesting. Hold on now. This is interesting. I'll have to make an account. Seriously, guys. Okay, that is interesting. Because if that, first of all, that's really bad timing. Because this is not something you can implement now. This is something you should have implemented in December. But sure. Great. I'm going to see if I could sign up and get access to this article so I can read more about it, and then we could probably discuss it, because if this can be used in our favor, then this could change like the whole strategy, like the whole like transfer strategy. Maybe, I don't know. There's no question we have to win the MLS Cup or it'll be a debacle. No, absolutely, we have to win the MLS Cup. Last year we crashed out and we lost to Busan, and it completely destroyed everything. Like, I'm not even gonna get into it, because the fact that we even had to play Atlanta was stupid. But anyway, while I don't think Supporter Shield is a requirement to win this year, I would still expect / want a top 3 in the East, so playoffs will have some home games. Right. I really am hoping for a high seed. Like, obviously last year, it sucks last year because we literally had the number 1 seed. So we were going to host every single playoff game, which means that, first of all, we would have went to every single home. We as season ticket members, we would have went to every single home game. And not only that, it would have just given us that home field advantage, not having to travel everywhere. And it just really sucked that we couldn't just take advantage of that. So hopefully we can be in that situation again this year. Whether that is a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, I would really, really like it. You guys are saying that it's not a requirement, but honestly, I wouldn't mind finishing as the 1 seed. Just in general, in the Eastern Conference, whether we end up winning the Supporter Shield or not, it is what it is. But if we can finish the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, that would be ideal. That would be ideal to our playoff run. It would help us tremendously, and hopefully we could take much more advantage of it this time around than last time. I do have access to the article. I don't want to spend time reading it now, but what I can do is in the next live stream later this week, I'll make a video solely based on this and how this can help Inter Miami, and how this could change the transfer strategy for Miami. So stay tuned for that later on this week. I'll let you guys know what day. It's not going to be tomorrow. I can tell you that for sure. And it's not going to be Wednesday. So it's either going to be Friday. It's probably going to be Friday. But I'll let you guys know. It's 9:20. We have a couple more minutes because remember at 10 o'clock, I have to be done around 9:45. So we have about 20 minutes-ish. Let's talk about Oscar Ustari. I know this is kind of old news. I mean, this like was announced a couple of days ago, but we didn't get to go live, and this happened after I went live on my last live stream. But let's talk a little bit about Oscar Ustari, because everybody's talking about our goalkeeper situation. Everybody's talking about our defensive situation. So let's talk about Oscar Ustari. Oscar Ustari signs a brand new contract with Inter Miami that will last until the end of the 2025 season. Now, this has not been announced by the club. Like, no social media post has come out in regards to this. However, who announced it? Somebody announced it. Somebody reliable announced it. It was a Spanish journalist that I can't remember off the top of my head. Here it is. Germán. I found it. It's crazy how quick you can find these things. Germán García Grova, exclusivo. Oscar Ustari sigue en el Inter Miami. El arquero contrato hasta el fin del año y continuará siendo compañero de Leo Messi. So he, like I said, contract until the end of the year. He'll continue to be teammates with Lionel Messi. Now, guys, the real question is, and I think I might know the answer to this, but I want to ask you guys anyway. Does Oscar Ustari start over Drake Callender? That's one question. Second question is, does Drake Callender still leave Inter Miami at this point in time? Because everybody, at least everybody that I've seen in this comment section and other comment sections when I was on the Battered Herons podcast, everybody wanted Drake Callender out. I didn't want Drake Callender out personally. I personally did not want that to happen. Whether that was going to happen or not, I have no idea. But did I want it to happen? No. Because he's been our number one. He's been one of our captains for like the last, 2 seasons now, especially last season. And he's an experienced keeper. He doesn't take up any crazy slots on our roster. I think it just makes sense. So I got a text from Danny, but what was I going with that? Yeah, so I didn't want Drake Callender to leave. And I'm going to pull this up too. Drake Callender was asked in an interview about his rumors leaving the club. And he answered, like, I don't know, he gave like some media answer talking about like how he's going to focus on his game and stuff like that. Here, boom, the first thing. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up for you guys, and then I'm gonna pull up your comments. We're gonna listen to this, and then I'm gonna pull up your comments. Hold on, you guys can't hear this, can you? Pause for a moment.
Pretty natural.
There we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Yeah, again, it comes back down to like what you can control, really. I mean, I'm just focused on myself. At the end of the day, I'm my own biggest competition, and my job is to be the best that I can be. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty natural in the pro sports world for them to create an environment where it's competitive. And you know, I think going into the year, it's important to have a goalkeeper group that's going to compete. And you know, it's just part of the situation. You know, I'm not too concerned. You know, I'm just gonna focus on myself and be a leader, be the best player I can for this team. And yeah, I'm.
Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts if you'll be here?
For anything.
Do you have any doubts if you'll be here throughout the rest of this year?
No, I mean I'm pretty ready for the year. I mean, it's the coach that at the end of the day has the decision on who he wants.
That's a pretty bold question. Do you have any doubts if you'd be here for the rest of the year? That's kind of crazy to ask, but I mean, hey, I guess it's a valid question. But okay, let me see what you guys are saying. I don't like the best out of three series. I don't like it either, to be honest. But I'm not even gonna get into that because I already had a whole rant about it. Maybe during the preseason he starts. You're talking about Ustari. I would be okay with smacking around every team we play. Ustari will be the backup to, I think, Drake now stays. Okay, Anthony agrees with that, and then Michael agrees with that. I agree with that too. So maybe we're gonna keep this comment up, Fred. I think maybe in a different world, Ustari doesn't sign, maybe Drake leaves. But I didn't think that was gonna happen because it's like, well, why would you get rid of Drake? First of all, guys, they got rid of Inter Miami got rid of Dos Santos. Inter Miami got rid of Cole Jensen, our two backstring or backup goalkeepers. Young guys, Dos Santos being the better of the two, and he actually got a couple games under his belt, unlike Cole. No offense to Cole. Drake Callender is the only keeper on this team besides Owen Finnerty, who plays on the B team. If they would have got rid of Drake Callender now, we're not playing Owen Finnerty. With all due respect to Owen Finnerty, we're not playing Owen Finnerty. We need to play an extremely experienced goalkeeper. So that's why I thought that even if Ustari didn't sign, there was no way we were selling Drake Callender or getting rid of trading Drake Callender. Because it's like, who are we going to bring in? We would need to bring in 3 keepers, or at minimum 2 keepers. A brand new Argentinian experienced keeper, and then either a young kid or an older experienced person like Sergio Romero. Why was I going with that? So yeah, that's why I didn't think Drake was ever going to be leaving. Now, even more, I think this confirms his staying, like what Fred says, and like what a lot of you guys agree in the comments, because Ustari is the backup. Ustari is essentially going to be the backup. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping so much. Unless Drake doesn't perform, which is definitely possible. In that case, Ustari can take over and be the number 1. I still think they can sign one more keeper. Whether that could be a young kid, or they could save that spot for Owen and have Owen be a third string. Now, we've also been linked with Losada, and we've been linked with other goalkeepers. Like I know when I talked to Danny and Chris at the Better Herons, they talked about Romero, the Argentinian, the player that plays for Boca now, who's recovering from an injury. We've been linked with him. We've been linked with him in the past, and honestly, supposedly he got an offer that he can't refuse, according to Danny, which most people would believe to be in Miami, but we haven't heard anything about that. Losada, we haven't heard anything about Losada since that one time has been brought up. So I want to assume, this is my opinion, this is not news, this is my opinion, I want to assume that it's dead. I want to assume that this transfer has died. It fell through. It couldn't work. Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe they couldn't situate a loan deal, a permanent transfer. Like, they just couldn't situate anything. Ustari is free. Ustari is low wage. So maybe that's why it just helped make that transition easier. Considering that, and I don't even think he had an option to extend. He didn't, in his contract, I don't think he had an option to extend. I think they just had to renegotiate his contract. So they signed another 1-year deal. So we'll see. We'll see. Ustari's the backup, in my opinion, until Drake gives the club a reason to bench him, which doesn't seem like it'll be that likely unless he just pulls an absolute shocker. I think now that he's gonna be with the U.S. national team, hopefully he could play, a game. Hopefully he can get some minutes. If he does, then, and if he does well, then I think he'll just secure his role for Inter Miami even more, in my opinion. Excuse excuse me, where are the defenders? That's a great question, my friend. That is like every comment that pops up like when I do these streams. It's like we can talk about all these signings that are happening, but then it's like where are the defenders is the most popular comment. We are signing Lujan. We are linked with Fararesi, I think that's how you say it. We are also linked with Falcon, um, El Uruguayo. We are linked with un Chileno. I think Fararesi is un Chileno, I think. Or he could be Venezolano. I forget. But we are linked with a bunch of defenders, and according to journalists, they are completed, but nothing has been announced by the club yet, which kind of worries me a little bit. But at the same time, it really doesn't because it's still early in the whole window, in the whole transfer window, and anything could still happen. So um I think that Lujan is coming for sure, and he should be. I think it's Lujan and Tadeo Allende are the two like 1,000% confirmed signings. Like that will happen. Um, it's just a matter of waiting until they actually land in Miami. But apparently Tadeo was in Miami. Apparently he's been seen in Miami. Um, after he went to Argentina. I think he went to Argentina for a bit to visit some family, and then he went to Miami and like the city of Miami and like Fort Lauderdale and whatever. Falcon is not coming. It's confirmed. That's a shame. He's resigning with Colo Colo. That sucks. Hmm. Yeah, that really sucks. Falcon could have been a really good player because he was really hyped up by Solana. If you guys watch the Battle Herons, uh, Solana, big Uruguayo, and a big oh my god, what's his team? Nacional. He's a big Nacional fan, and I think Falcon played for Nacional if I'm not mistaken. So he was really hyping him up. But that's a shame. But anyway. But yeah, I mean, do I agree with the Ustari deal? I don't disagree with it because we need another goalkeeper. I would have loved Romero, to be honest. But I think Ustari is not a bad keeper as well. The one game wonder, as I like to call him. He played one game all year last year, which literally the only reason why he was brought in the first place was literally as an emergency signing, just in case, like, God forbid, Drake Calendar broke his hand or something, which happened to Dos Santos. Dos Santos got injured. We only had Cole Jensen and Drake Calendar, and we weren't gonna rely on Cole Jensen. And if Drake Calendar got hurt, Cole was the next up in line, so we had to sign Ustari. But hey, it is what it is. I don't mind it at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know who that guy is. Rocco Rios Novo on loan. Zero clue. I'm not even gonna pretend I know who that guy is. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what happens. We have 10 more minutes of this live stream. We're gonna spend the last 10 minutes of this live stream talking about this specific news about Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is rumored to be offered a new contract by Inter Miami that allows him to go on loan to Europe. If I got that right. It allows him to go on loan to Europe. And it's supposed to be like actually happening. Now, this is being reported by many like publishers. Marca has been on it. Like that's probably the most like reliable one. I think 90 Minutes have been on it. And some others. Messi's contract, if you guys don't remember, or if you guys remember, Messi's contract expires this season. At the end of this season. This is officially Messi's last season at Inter Miami. So unless he renews a contract and signs for 2026, signs for one more year for 2026, this will be the last time we'll see him wearing pink and black. Now, there have been discussions on this channel and on many channels, I'm assuming, about Messi's extension, whether Messi will stay at Inter Miami for 2026 and then him wanting to play in the World Cup here in the United States. That's all been up for debate. And it's all been up in discussion, and whether he is going to stay, whether he's not going to stay. Now, in my opinion, like, if you would have asked me this like a couple of months ago, I would have been like, no, this is Messi last year. There's no way that Messi is going to extend another year. Like, I would prefer to see Messi retire. But now that more and more people are talking about it, and the more and more I think of it, I genuinely think that Messi could go to Barcelona for like 4 months and like have a proper send off at Barcelona. If you would have asked me this a couple of months ago, I'd have been like, you're crazy, you're delusional. Like, there's no way he's going to Europe. There's no way he's going back to Barca. Like, Barca can't even like pay their own players. And I don't know, man, because like when you think about it, Thierry Henry did it. Beckham did it when he went to PSG. I'm pretty sure. Robbie Keane did it. Landon Donovan, I believe, did it. You know, so players have done it. Thierry Henry and David Beckham being the biggest names have done it. Thierry Henry went back to Arsenal, I'm pretty sure, and then Beckham went to PSG. I don't know. If Messi stays under Miami's payroll, then I think this could very much like well happen. So at the end of 2025, so between like November, December, depending on when our season is done, like he'll go to Barcelona, he'll play 4 months at Barca, or he'll play until the end of January at Barca, and then he'll go back to Miami, and that'll be his like final send off with Europe, and hopefully it'll be on a higher note than him just like crying in front of all of his Barca teammates, like being essentially forced out of the club because they just couldn't afford his salary. So I would love to see Messi play for as long as I can. I honestly prefer for him not to go back to Europe, because what if he just like doesn't play well? I mean, like, I hope he does. I don't know I'm scared that he goes back to Europe and then everybody kind of flames on him. But remember that they want him here for the new that's another reason. Like, Miami are really going to try to push for Messi to stay one more year so they can sell tickets for the new stadium, which makes total sense. It makes like it makes 1000% sense. It's very logical. So I wouldn't be surprised if he extends one more year. If he does go to Europe, that would be a little bit surprising to me. In the fact, like, hey, like, that's kind of crazy. But hey, we'll just have to see. Like I said, these are just things that people are talking about. This is just speculation that all of these media outlets are saying now, because it's Messi last year and whatnot. I'm sure that we're not gonna hear anything until a lot later. Like, either maybe in June, we'll probably hear something, or if not, we'll probably have to wait and see until the end of the season. But I'm sure that Messi, at some point, he's gonna have to come out. Messi, at some point with the club, they're gonna have to come out with a statement saying, "Hey, this will be my last year playing. Hey, I'll be going back to Europe during the off season," or, "Hey, I'm gonna be staying one more year at Inter Miami, and I'm going to try to fight for a spot, or try to go to the World Cup in 2026." Messi would want to be match fit for he's match fit. There, like, it's impossible for Messi to not be fit to play for 2026. Like, he's been taking care of himself very, very well. Don't think he'll go back to Europe. All articles are just easy click. Oh, 1000%. I'm not saying that he's set to do it or not. I'm just saying that players players like Messi, like I said, Thierry Henry, David Beckham, has when they came to MLS, they did go to Europe. So this is not like a first time thing. Like this has happened in the past. So it's not out there. That idea, the idea of him going back to Europe on a loan is not out there. Is like it's not completely out of this world. So if it were to happen, it shouldn't be shocking, but it will be kind of crazy. Because it's just not something I guess you would expect now. Especially in Barcelona's current financial state. I don't know. I'm sure that they should be contributing some sort of financial, amount to this deal. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll extend. I think he'll play. I think one more year with Inter Miami until 2026 because I think and Adidas and MLS and Apple. I think they're all gonna try to make a pretty big 1 year deal for him to get him to stay for at least one more year. And then after that, we won't have Suarez, we won't have Bushi, and maybe we'll have Jordi. But if everybody else leaves, Jordi will probably leave too. So at that point, it'll just be 2026 will probably be the last we'll ever see of the Fantastic Four uh, on the field together or at all. But we'll see what happens. But thank you guys. Look, guys, that is the end of this stream. Thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you so much for tuning in. I realize that the Battered Herons are also live as well, and they're going to be going live at 10 p.m. Remember, 10 p.m. The Spanish show is going to go live on the Battered Herons Spanish channel. I left that link in down in the comments down below. I'll leave it one more time for you guys to go check out. It's going to be me. It's going to be Danny. It's going to be Chris. It's going to be, I forget their names. I think Solana's going to be there. We're all going to talk Miami. We're going to talk Herons all in Spanish. So if you're a Spanish speaker, highly recommend you come down and just kind of chill with us for an hour. And but I appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, once again, my name is Matt. This is SoFlo Soccer. And like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support that you guys have given me so far. And I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock over at the Battered Herons channel. I'll see you then. Have a good night, guys.